Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. In this video we're going to be making some NMB locks and we're going to be master keying them. Master keying is where you've got more than one key operating a particular lock. So to do that we're going to need normal pins and master pins. So there's both our pins. So to start off with, these are the cylinders here. These are PD cylinders, and this is what the customer wants. They come standard with a 6-pin key, and we're going to be dropping it down to a 5-pin key. Basically, the 5-pin key doesn't have enough meat. It's missing this last chamber. So if we were to key it up using 6, no matter what would happen, the 5-pin keys wouldn't work, and we want the 5-pin keys to work in this example because it's going to be used on the NMB key, which is the National Meter Board or National Meter Reader key. Basically it's so that the meter man can come and read your locks, read your meter, tell on how much power you've used. Now this lock here to operate on these keys here, which we can give to the customer, and then we're also going to get it to set to another key, which is the meter man's key, so when he comes up to read the actual meters he can just use his master key and unlock it. So we'll start off here. Both of them are going to be different keys because they're going two different places. So we start off just by opening up the cylinder, and we remove our little retainer and the spring there. Using the keys now, we can rotate it, and there's our pins right there. So the meter key, I can't tell you anything about it because it's almost like a master key, but I'm going to go through and set it to be able to work with both keys. First thing I can do is look at these keys. These are carbine keys, and I can tell that all the cuts here are higher than my NMB key. So I can pretty much use these pins which are in there, which saves me a little bit of time. The one pin I can't use is the 6th chamber, so I'm just going to flick that out. There it goes. Now we're down to 5. And most importantly, I'm going to take out the driver pin and the spring for the 6th chamber at the rear. I'm going to do that straight away so it's not forgotten about. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, I've got a staple then. Don't know where that came from. I think it's because my tweezers have become magnetic. And there's my spring. Now we've got five chambers all loaded up. I now take my NMB key. Well, actually what we might do, just to make it a bit more jazzy, is we've got ones here which are actually marked NMB, and I've got 2 of them, so they look a lot better, allowing the meter reader to actually come up to it and say, oh, that's an NMB, because it's actually going on a knob set, and I can show you the knob set here. This is the knob set here. If you can see that, there's nowhere to write NMB on the actual knob itself. So if there's nowhere to write it, the easiest place to put it is actually on the plug. So I'm going to relocate these pins now. So first one's in, second one's in, third one. Remember, the point goes to the bottom, flat to the top. Don't put them around the wrong way, they won't work. But you can use bottom pins as top pins, and the little point there does help to sort of center the spring. Okay, so now we've put our pins into the new plug and they're all flush, so I'm happy with that, and this is actually marked, so it's going to be good. So now what I need to do, it's correct for our key we're going to be giving the customer, which is not the NMB key. Now we put the NMB key in there. I actually just put it in here so it doesn't fall all over the place. Now what we need to do is create a second shear line for this particular key to work. So looking at these codes right here, I can tell what actual master pins I need. I go through and just quickly drop them in. See, as you can see now, it's starting to create the second shear line, which is exactly what we want. Now, what's my next one? Only one more to go now. And basically what we're doing here is we're using the numbers. So the number for this key could be 2626 something along those lines, and then we use these pins and they're numbered to equal the next equation for the next shear line for the next key. So that one there, we need 3. And 3 master pins always kind of get a bit messed up. Come on out. I've put in the wrong master pin, so I'm just tapping it out. And we'll go for that one there. Make sure they're in. That master pin I'm not terribly happy with. For some reason it's got a little bit of corrosion on it, so I'm just going to dump that while I still got the chance. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. Keeping the key in the actual plug allows me to slide it in and test it. A little bit clicky. I can fix that in a moment. Actually, you know what? I might just fix it now. We want everything to be smooth. Butchering a lock. That's what we're going to do now. I mean, nobody likes to do it, but the thing is, this has to work. So we're just going to give it a light rub, and that's just going to take off the smallest amount of meat off the top of the pin, allowing it not to click, because at the moment the pins are just a little bit high. This could be because we weren't using standard pins from the beginning. We cheated and we used the pins that actually came with the cylinder. So if we'd used correct pins from the start, we could have done it a little bit more precise. Still a little bit clicky, but passable. So that is keying up. Sorry, I've got to demonstrate these keys work now as well. They work real good. So that's the customer's keys. That's the master, the NMB master key, and that's done. I can get a little bit smoother. I probably will before I reseal it back up. That's just a quick example of master keying 2 keys in the one lock. So 2 keys operating the one lock using bottom pins and master pins to create a second shear line. Also, you can do this for Maison keying, which is very similar. And now when the meter man comes, he can use his key. When the customer wants to get more keys cut, they can get this key cut, which is just a standard key, and it's not a master key, so that will work this lock and this lock only. But the meter man's key, his key will work all the NMB locks. So that's how we produce an NMB cylinder. Thanks for watching.